Bonjour, I'm Vivienne. Welcome to the beautiful Loire Valley of France, home to the world's most spectacular fairy tale castles. It is also the location of my home, a small neo-Renaissance chateau, which I share with my husband, Simon, our daughter, Isabella, and whenever possible, friends and family. Join us this holiday season for lots of festive inspiration as we explore special destinations, see lavish decorations, cook special food, listen to magical music, decorate our own chateau, and of course, share plenty of chateau love. Welcome to our chateau at Chateau Love. We have been traipsing all over the place and taking you for all sorts of other Christmas inspirations. And you may be saying to yourself, why are you still showing us Christmassy things now? Well, there are 12 days of Christmas and we are going to celebrate every single moment. And it's finally time to show you our decorations and what we've been doing at our chateau, which has been everything from cooking to decorating. Let's show you all around what we've been doing.
While Vivian's in New York, I'm going to buy a tree, and I've been looking at this place here. They've got a lot of them to sell, so we're going to pick one of these, although these might be a little too heavy for me to carry on my own. And Vivian also wants me to pick up a couple of these smaller ones, so I'm going to do that as well while I'm here. Yeah, so this is the one we're going to get. C'est bon.
Je vous en prie. Joyeux Noël.
Greenery at our house.
Everyday words seem to turn into love songs.
While Vivian's away, I'm now going to go and get a few things for us from our favourite supermarket. Well, now I'm going to have to get one of these, aren't I? Look at this. This is cheddar with caramelized onion in a nice black wax, and this is a heart vintage preserve. I got some nice gorgonzola, and I got some there's some bleu de Lacville, which is very nice, and camembert, of course, and Chateau Love.
You kiss me, heaven sighs, and
Spirit of continuing this magical holiday season, let's go back to Cortona, where we're going to explore the difference between Champagne and Prosecco. Got to meet my sister, Ashley. My sister is married to an Italian, and they very much prefer Prosecco. We've been in France for 20 years, and I have to say, I am a die-hard Champagne fan. But when in Rome, or in Tuscany as the case may be, we have to embrace the local culture, and we decided to do this with our dear friends from the Chateau de Lalande, Stephanie, Philip, Michael, and Ruth, and we had great fun seeing if we could even tell the difference, and then once we could tell the difference, which one we liked better. So let's go back and see what that was all about. There are a million reasons to come to Italy, a million more to come to Tuscany, and one reason to come to Cortona above all else, and that is the spectacular view located behind us. One of the best things about Cortona is that you don't actually have to have a car to come here. It's easily accessible from Florence via the train station to Camucia, and then the world is at your feet from this exquisite hilltop city. And I am currently in what I think is the best vacation rental in the whole of Cortona, not only because it belongs to the family of my sister's husband, who are extremely kind and generous and have let us and a whole bunch of our friends. Ashley and I are in the local pizzeria. We're picking up pizzas to go have a pizza party with Stephanie, Philip, Michael, and Ruth. This is gonna be really great. Tonight we're having Champagne versus Prosecco tasting.
We're going to settle it once and for all, or not.
All right.
I think we should just live part of the time in France and part of the time in Italy.
That's the answer. Part of the time in France, part of the time in Italy.
A little bit of you.
And isn't this adorable?
when I'm hits your eye like a big pizza pie of some when the stars make you drool just like pasta fazool, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, and we'll sing Vita Bella. For the rest of the words. When
queen of jazz while ordering pizza, singing. That's Amore.
You know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusami, but you see that that's Amore. So, Vivian, what is the difference between champagne and Prosecco? I think you probably know this. Woo!
I do know this.
So tonight,
Yes.
we're going to do a blind taste testing between champagne and Prosecco. And to make sure that no one has an idea of what we're going to have, you're getting to choose one of these two corks.
Oh, now they're getting juggled.
And that will be what we're going to drink first. Okay.
All right. Now he's going in a secret, dark little
now we can't see
antechamber. We're not watching. We can't tell what the bottles are shaped like. Okay.
I think we're gonna go.
Do we have preconceived notions of what we like best?
I think the Prosecco is going to be sweeter. Even though we requested a dry Prosecco, I think it's going to be quite a bit sweeter. And the champagne's going to be drier. That's just my opinion. What do we think?
Well, I know I'm in France, I'm really biased towards champagne. But when I'm here in Italy, Prosecco seems like a really good idea.
Proseccos that have made me think I prefer Prosecco in the past in Italy. No, we'll see. We'll see.
Excellent.
I'm open-minded.
I feel like they have larger bubbles. Is that a thing?
Prosecco?
Prosecco has larger bubbles, almost like a
Yeah,
like a carbonated beverage, and then champagne has these little tiny bubbles.
but lots of them.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's different. I think it's different. So we've got pizza here.
Well, it's the only thing you can have really for a proper champagne prosecco tasting. It's the traditional.
It neutralizes the colour.
Oh, do. It's going to be
We've gone very
fantastic.
chic for this evening. Prosecco, champagne, and pizza. And pizza for everybody, actually. So we've got vegan, we don't have gluten-free because that might be too much for you.
We have no formaggio.
Cheese-free.
Yeah.
We've got interesting pear and walnut.
Yep.
Sounds good.
We have truffle pizza because it's Cortona, and so it's got to be truffles, right? And what else? And then I think there's just a perfectly normal pizza, like
It was just like 4 cheese. It was lovely.
The magic spell you cast. This is la vie.
Simon and I are reunited, and we are now back in France. Hooray!
Wonderful. Nice to have you back safe and sound.
Oh, thanks, sweetie. He was away on a business trip, and I was in New York, and so we got busy decorating with little time to spare. The first thing I wanted to do was to create some ornaments out of magnolia based on the inspiration that I got while visiting the Met in New York City. Make sure you check out that episode if you haven't seen it already. There were so many good ideas and lovely things that we saw.
Is this one good?
Yes,
This one's all right? Okay.
perfect.
Take that one. So that's a couple. Ah,
Perfect.
there you go.
Be beautiful. The next thing that I was so excited to do was to start creating ornaments out of citrus based on the inspiration that we got when we visited the beautiful Chateau Gaillard and the very first orangery in France. So the way I did this is I cut them into pieces just under 1 centimeter thick and then put them on a baking sheet, then put them in the oven at the lowest setting, turning them over every hour for about 4 or 5 hours, and then leaving them in the oven with the oven turned off overnight. And so here I've pulled out the dried fruit slices, and as you can see, they look absolutely fantastic, and my favorites are these pieces of the red grapefruit. And when they're held up to the light, they're like little stained glass windows. Isn't that great? I'm really pleased with how these have turned out. Now I just have to let them dry and go check on my dried fruit slices. We are at a beautiful little Christmas market in the center of Tours, and behind me is a giant Christmas tree.
Isn't it pretty?
Now, it's not unusual to see a massive Christmas tree in a European Christmas market, but this one's a little bit different because we can ride in it.
Oh yeah, it's got rides. It's got like little leg cups and they go
So,
around the outside.
I've never ridden in a Christmas tree before, and I think we have to do this because it looks amazing.
Okay, isn't it just for kids?
I'm a kid at heart.
I'll go check it.
We're inside a Christmas ornament. Who said it's only for kids?
Who said it's only for kids?
You said it's only for kids.
Did I?
Yes. Come with us for a ride inside a Christmas ornament
I haven't seen a ride
in a
like this
Christmas
before.
tree in France.
In a Christmas market.
In a Christmas market.
Well, it is a magic tree. Obviously, if you can go up and down in a Christmas ornament.
Exactly. Oh, look at the outside of our ornament. It's so sparkly. That's our ornament right there, everybody. Look at that. It's so cool. It's like a Christmas tree disco. From the inside of our ornament.
And if I let the button go,
Are you gonna let
we
the
go
button
down.
go?
Yep, no, apparently we're going to descend. Down we go.
Let's go
Yeah,
up, let's go
we're
up, let's
going
go
up.
up. We're doing it.
Oh, we're doing it. Oh, we're taking off, we're taking off. Look at that. Look how wonderful that is. Oh. That's wonderful. What a great view. Can you imagine if you're a little kid? This is great. I mean, remember when Isabella was small, she used to do these rides?
Yes.
She used to love this stuff, you know.
I know. She was so cute.
She would make us do this at least another time, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, and it's finished for us.
It has.
Unless we go again.
No.
Oh, it's nougat. But you love nougat. That's amazing.
Est-ce que vous voulez goûter?
Ah oui, le nougat caramel beurre salé, c'est lequel? C'est ça.
Celui-là. Vous voulez un petit morceau?
Par contre, attention, je recherché, madame.
Merci.
What is that? Salted caramel?
I bought a nice big piece of Okay.
So come here. This jewelry is really beautiful. It looks like it's woven gold, and it's actually this plant here. And when it grows, it's naturally golden. And then it's all hand woven together to make this beautiful jewelry. I think that Isabella might like some of these earrings. What do you think?
Sure she would.
Oh, those are very cool. Ah, c'est très gentil. C'est pour ma fille.
C'est pour votre fille? D'accord. Tenez, madame.
Merci, monsieur.
Merci beaucoup.
In France, Father Christmas is also a baker. This is amazing.
Vous la mettez dedans? C'est votre code? Parce que du coup, il n'y a pas trop de réseau, donc pour avoir ça, sans contact, c'est compliqué.
And these are real pretzels.
You see how it is? You like pretzels?
Sure.
Is it?
Oh, it's really good.
Is it good?
It's perfect. Mm.
Really
Really
nice.
good. Yes.
You try some?
Love to.
It's really good.
Are you happy to have me back?
Yes. Ecstatic.
So you bought a candle as well. I didn't see you do that.
Well, these are made here in Tours, and the guy was over there with a lovely laid out stall, and he had hardly anybody around it. And I went over and had a look because I like candles.
Oh, you
And
did a good deed tonight.
yeah, look, They smell great though. This is called black cherry.
Ooh, black cherry. I
Black
love
cherry,
black cherry.
cerise noir. Look at it, it's gorgeous. This is like his little business. Well, it's
Yeah,
not a
may I
little
smell?
business. I don't mean to be rude like that. It's not a little business, it's his business.
That's
But
wonderful.
it smells nice, doesn't it? And I like
You
the
bought some
candles.
of the nougat, but I was really shocked by how pricey it was.
Now, if that was Gorgonzola, that would be about €5, right?
Yes.
But it's
We're comparing it to
it's
cheese.
nougat. That little piece there was €18. You don't need a lot of this.
No, you don't need a lot of that,
Just
do
a
you?
slice of that,
It's the jewelry store of candy.
and it's the jewelry store candy.
Well, they have a beautiful bag. Looks like it's from Tiffany.
Fast, the magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose.
One of these is Prosecco, and one of these is champagne.
No, they're all the same.
Oh, they are.
Can I have a small glass with a tasting? I can't finish that and then taste the next one. I see what you've done there.
I think this is biased because I think
Michael, Prosecco for champagne, right? But it's a
That's not small.
bowl of it.
it is totally biased though, because you know that whatever we taste after drinking all of this is going to taste better than whatever this is.
So we're going to re-taste this one.
It's gonna be going up.
I'm not sure we thought through the quantity.
I
is
think
it?
I'm fairly certain this is champagne. I'm gonna
too.
for sure.
There's bubbles.
It's got the smaller bubbles.
I'm going on your theory.
I think Prosecco.
You
It's
do?
quite sweet though.
It is. You know what? You're right.
I'm going with Prosecco on that one.
There is a sweetness to it.
There's a sweetness.
There's no bitterness on the back of the palate.
The other one, like.
Yes,
I vote Prosecco on
Actually, I'm
this.
going Prosecco.
I think it's Prosecco.
Yeah.
Can we like?
I'm going to be horribly shamed given my champagne consumption.
I know, imagine if we don't know.
We don't have enough glasses. We're gonna have to finish this.
And it's actually a really good Prosecco.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Or why
Sorry.
don't we have the second one in mugs and see if
Yes.
that changes the tasting.
Mugs.
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 Let's go crazy.
You've already got the vat. I love these glasses so much. It's literally like a tub.
Well, I can,
No, this right here. I know it's like a little
we can all have one of these.
sideways.
Oh, well.
It was
okay,
last
bring it
night.
on.
Yeah.
No, I think that's fine. So now we have extra wine that's just been placed on the table, and we have to decide what's what.
This is an extraordinary thing. Ashley, I have to commend Vanna, your mother-in-law, for her wonderful choice of glassware selection.
Everywhere. I
In the
know.
flat.
They're quite lovely. I know. Okay, so what do we think? What do we think?
Well, from the colour, I would have said Prosecco, but I could
Definitely.
So I'm gonna grab this one. Okay.
This one's okay. This is going to be really confusing because Stephanie has two of the same glasses.
Oh my God. So
I'm going darker on champagne. I'm going to vote champagne.
Darker is definitely.
This
Prosecco.
one's
I'm going to try
This
it.
one's
I
champagne.
thought the first one was Prosecco, but the second one's champagne.
Second one,
The
champagne.
dark one's champagne.
Yeah, you're right.
the dark one.
this one, the
Taste
darker one.
wise, I
See
think-
how
Smaller
they're
bubbles.
darker in color. This one, I'm willing to bet the farm is champagne.
Okay. See what's
The,
going on.
the good
here.
news is that if we are really having this much trouble telling,
This is champagne.
I know we can just
This one's champagne.
buy the prosecco from.
Okay.
All right. Champagne.
So we've had our deliberations.
Yes.
Yes.
Michael,
Now everyone is going to take
Everyone
the.
can vote.
What do you think?
I vote the first one's prosecco, the second one's champagne.
Philip? First one champagne, second one prosecco. Stephanie?
First one Prosecco, second one champagne.
First one champagne, second one prosecco.
So
Oh, so we've got three. Think the first one's champagne.
I think the first one champagne, second one prosecco, because it was a bit. Second one was a bit sweeter to me.
no, I'll be so embarrassed. And the unveiling is. So we've got. Tattinger.
Oh, we just
and this was the first.
Yes!
Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay, you got it. You got it. Time to eat.
When you kiss me, heaven sighs.
We have piles and piles and piles and piles of decorations.
So join us as we get started on the chateau.
A linen painted table runner to start off our natural kitchen decorations. Remember the little partially gold spray painted walnuts from the garden? Well, here they found a home on the table centerpiece with some of the dried fruit and some lovely bronze sparkly ornaments in keeping with our natural theme. Simon is setting the table with hand-painted bird plates. These are all plates that I've painted over the years and most Christmases. Simon has received a new bird plate, or Simon and Isabella have received a new bird plate for Christmas. I wonder if this Christmas you'll get a bird plate. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe. Have you painted one?
I don't know. I've been painting these now for about 7 years. Each one takes at least 7 firings. And they are very fitting with our bird-themed table. So what we're doing here is creating a tree of 2 sides, which is adjoining one of the sitting rooms and the dining room, which we're working on as well. And so come around here. And now the other side is facing the sitting room with a completely different color scheme. This one is all in colors of pink and blue. And you're doing a great job, sweetheart.
Thank you. Running out of spaces to hang things.
I love these. I love these ornaments. They're hand painted. Aren't they pretty?
Yeah, they're very nice.
And as you can see underneath here, every year we put the year of the ornaments that we purchased, especially if they're special ones. This one's got a little horse theme on it for Isabella. If you've seen any of our previous videos, you know that we love the ballet. And outside of these pandemic times, we try to go see the Nutcracker Ballet whenever possible around Christmas time. It reminds me of my childhood dancing. It also reminds me of Isabella's childhood because she also danced for many years. And so this year I would like to create a Nutcracker themed tree. And so I found these wonderful little gold and silver nutcrackers and these little ballerinas. And so let's get started. Some of my favorite acquisitions for this year's Christmas are these glass baubles. I was particularly attracted to these because they are a pale sort of ballerina pink and they're covered in pearls.
So now is the moment that we all look forward to in the house, which is decorating our family tree. We always have a real tree, and it's always a mix of all the different ornaments that we've collected since, you know, Isabella was a little girl, and some of them she made and some of them we've bought along the way or made along the way. So there's always a little bit of a mix match, but it's a family tree, so it's kind of a record of all of the ornaments that we've picked up.
So in the other parts of the house, we've had themed trees and color schemes and things that have inspired us. But this is just anything goes. I'm going to show you some of my favorite ornaments. This one is my all-time favorite. It was actually made by Isabella when she was 4 years old. Little picture frames with our family photos inside. And this one is also very special to me. I made this for my grandmother, who I called Mimi, when I was 6 years old. And I was so proud of myself because I cross-stitched it. These are really fun because everywhere we go, especially tourist attractions and museums, we collect these fabric ornaments and then we write on the back where we were and who we were with. And so let's see what we've got in here. Oh, this is a good one. So this is the Mona Lisa from the Chateau de Lalande in Amboise, from the Notre Dame Cathedral. Isn't that beautiful? I love these handmade, hand-beaded ornaments. From Sainte-Chapelle in Paris, golfing in St. Andrews in 2018. Isn't he wonderful? Here's another ornament that I really love. It's actually a glass ornament that I made, and it is obviously of our little dog, Pavlova. I know, dear, we have a wise man who's lost a head. Out comes the epoxy. He's all fixed, and now the crush is complete.
And though I close my eyes, I see la vie en rose.
What we forgot to ask was which was your favourite.
That's a really good question.
Taste-wise, second-wise, but
I was champagne, but only because I don't like the
First.
sweetness. So I was champagne. Even though
I was champagne, although I have to say I was really enjoying that first glass.
I really loved them both. I thought they were lovely. Okay.
Tonight we're drinking champagne because this was actually a gift from Stephanie and her other friends who just left us today. We had a champagne and Prosecco tasting last night, which went on until about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, late. And it was great. And then today we have this lovely champagne to drink, and
I'll pour, you tell me.
you'd like to know what the difference is between champagne and Prosecco, which was one of the lingering questions last night, because actually the two did taste very similar to each other.
Yeah, surprisingly similar.
Surprisingly similar. So the differences are actually enormous. Champagne was created and invented hundreds of years before Prosecco. And you'd think with the countries being next to each other that this would have been something that would have evolved around the same time, but apparently that's not the case. Champagne is actually made of 3 grapes: Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay grapes, unless it's a Blanc de Blanc, which is all Chardonnay grapes. And champagne must always be from the Champagne region. This appellation is controlled very tightly by the European Commission, and it's the terroir, the earth, and the chalk around it that gives it its very special flavor. And it's twice fermented. The second fermentation is always done in the bottles by rolling the bottles. Now, Prosecco does also have 2 fermentations, but the second fermentation happens in steel vats. And this was really interesting. We only just discovered this today by looking it up on the Google, which is that Prosecco is made from something called the Glera grape. Glera, have you ever heard of Glera grape?
Never.
I have never heard of it either. But the Glera grape is just from the Veneto region, where there is actually a little town called Prosecco. Woo!
Okay.
So,
fantastic.
Prosecco is named after Prosecco, and just like champagne, the name is protected based on the region, and it must be produced in a traditional method, again, just like champagne.
Fantastic.
We had so much fun in Cortona. We also stayed at the wonderful holiday homes. They are all available to stay in, and they are the best ones in Tuscany with the most beautiful views. And any of you out there that are considering coming, there are 4 apartments. One is a studio, another is a 1-bedroom under the Tuscan sun, and then there are 2 others, the one that we're staying in, Casa di Calori, and this one, La Terrazza, that have 2 bedrooms. And so it can, I believe, accommodate anything from 2 people up to 14 or 16.
Yeah.
And so I will tell you, if any of you are used to traveling extensively with your family and friends, it's really nice when they have their own bathrooms and when they have their own kitchen. And so
That's right.
This is the perfect way to bring everybody together. And then when you need to, have a little moment apart.
I appreciate that.
With not from me. And so all of those links are down below. And I don't know about you guys, but I love the setup where we all have our own places.
Yeah, so we meet here.
When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart.
All of our our holiday food underway. I've just made pecan pies based on a traditional Southern recipe, and Simon has something really crazy that he's about to do.
Well, I'm just going to do 2/3 of a turducken, which is a turduck.
Oh dear, that sounds naughty. Sounds like part of a limerick.
So the idea is two duck breasts and put them inside your turkey and stuff them in nicely in here. And this is going to keep them nice and moist because this fat on the duck does a great job of keeping it nice and moist inside. Okay, and so you push her in like that.
And we do this every year, don't we? This is one of our holiday traditions.
We do this every year. So now what we're going to do now is pull this up here and like that so that it all holds in place. That's going to go in there and go in the oven. I'm going to salt and pepper it, and I'm going to put some vegetables around it a little bit later on, and I'll cook it all together in all the juice.
Fantastic. Oh, wonderful. I can't wait.
I'll put some butter on as well to keep it really juicy.
Lovely. Wow, that looks fantastic.
It is.
Oh, well done.
Nice and crispy.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Oh.
And then over here, I've been making my famous cranberry sauce.
All done.
Brilliant.
So someone sent us a little gift for Christmas, and it's just come in a very well wrapped cardboard box. I think it must be a very, very fragile or very important gift. It's from Chris and Penny.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love
it's
these.
a proper
It's
homemade,
a proper
Christmas,
homemade
cake.
Christmas cake.
And here's another gift.
This is another gift from Chris and Penny.
Thank you, Chris and Penny.
Alright. Oh, what's in here? Look at this. It's a different...
So Chris and Penny have competitive Christmas cake baking, and they've sent us 2 Christmas cakes.
Okay.
And they didn't write which one of them was made by whom. So it's up to us to have a Christmas cake extravaganza and decide which one we like best.
Well, I can do that now.
Okay, I think we might need to get
A slice
started.
of each.
Now join us as we take you for a tour of the final Christmas decorations in our little chateau. We have a few more days to enjoy them, and so let's make the most of it. And a huge thank you to my beautiful mother for taking time out of her busiest season as a church musician to record some of this wonderful music that you've heard during my vlogs this month. She is so talented, and I'm incredibly proud of her. And of course, so proud of my sister Ashley, who sings the wonderful intro song and some of the other music that I feature. And here is also a little more Christmas music to sing along and enjoy the last of the holidays. Those voices you hear singing are actually some of our family members.
Making spirits bright. What fun it is tonight to sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Joy to the world.
think that's why I fell in love with you.
Champagne. It's very, very nice.
It's very nice. Prosecco's pretty nice too. That's amore. And so on that note, here's to our magnificent view,
And our wonderful
sisterhood, our beautiful family.
A very happy new year for next year.
Yes. Cheers. We wish you were here to join us.
Salute.
Chin
From
chin.
Cortona.
Cheers.
very much. Cheers.
Here's to our last night in Cortona.
Chin chin.
Oh, I nearly cried about it earlier.
It's lovely.
Well, it's a really good excuse to come back.
Cheers.
Hold me close and hold me fast. The magic spell you cast. This is la vie en rose. When you kiss me, heaven sighs. And though I close my eyes, I see la vie en rose. When you press me to